Cordae.
The boy Cordae.
Cordae. I don't even know why we're talking about this topic, to be honest with you, but
You don't want to talk about Cordae?
I don't feel like talking about Cordae, but Cordae dropped an album. What is it called? I can't remember.
The Crossroads.
The Crossroads. Okay. Cordae dropped an album called The Crossroads. Now, Cordae is somebody that we always talk about being like the next person up. Like when we talk about the next big three, which I don't think is ever going to happen, the next big three, Cordae we feel was supposed to be on that big three, but like his momentum kind of like goes in waves, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought he dropped a pretty good first debut album. I thought it was pretty good. His second one, I don't remember much of it, but I don't think it did well. And this third one, it almost seemed like he had his back against the wall, and I thought he delivered a pretty damn good album that people aren't really talking about. But
by the way, the second album is called From a Bird's Eye View.
Mm-hmm.
The first album is called The Lost Boy.
That's The Lost Boy.
Yeah.
I thought The Lost Boy was pretty good. So, with this new album, first off, what do you think about the album? And then secondly, do you think after all these years, after these 3 albums, that Cordae still has next?
That actually implies that I thought he had next.
Didn't you think he had next? No.
No.
You always complain about Cordae.
That's what I'm saying. Like I've actually always been.
I thought you nitpicked, but like respectfully nitpicked.
Yeah, like I mean, it's because of the I think potential. Like when somebody has so much potential, you kind of nitpick a little bit more, just because you're like, dog, if you just did this, you could be great. Yeah. With that being said, I thought the new album was good. Mm-hmm. I'll say that. The Crossroads is a good album. I think it's definitely better than his second album. That to me was a flop. I consider the second album From a Bird's Eye View a flop. This particular album, I thought it was just more. It was more digestible. His raps were a little bit more concise. Mm-hmm. He actually has songs that I felt I could take away with, like the joints, the Summer Drive with Anderson .Paak. Mm-hmm. 2, I thought really good features from Wayne. Mm-hmm. 2 songs with Wayne that I think really, really dope.
I like the Joey Badass.
Joey Badass, Something Syrup. Mm-hmm. Even songs that was by himself, like Mad as Fuck.
Yeah, that song.
I like Mad as Fuck.
This reminds me of I'm Upset.
A little bit, yeah. But one thing I like about Cordae though, I will say is, bro, he reminds me of Cole from the standpoint of he's always telling you about his come up. Mm-hmm. He's always telling you about his struggle to make it, his mom, his family, whatever was going on in his household. Yeah. He really tries to paint a picture. I thought he did that good on this album.
Very meaningful content.
06, very meaningful content. Dreaming, I thought he painted that picture very well. Yep. The joint where he took the Kanye West sample from Late Registration, Heard Him Say, that he took the Heard Him Say joint, I thought was really dope. But anyway, concisely, this is a good album. Now, what I want to spin off to, because this is not really about Cordae per se. I do want to talk about what Cordae said leading up to the album. Okay. If we remember, he tweeted, I don't give a damn about numbers. That shit ain't important.
Which he knew he was going to not do well.
Fair enough. But remember, you and I actually had a discussion, which is like, bro, like, now that sales are being looked at the way they're being looked at, how should people view a successful artist? What's the measurement? Right? Is it tours? Because my opinion is that if you notice, artists are bragging more about their tour sales than they are about their album sales. That's almost become the new measurement of success. So, I mean, with what Cordae said, like, how do you feel we should even measure a Cordae in 2024? Like, what's the measure? Is it the sales? Is it how he's impacting the like? What is it in your opinion?
Well, for me, it varies. I mean, that's the thing that I don't really care about when it comes to the music industry. Yeah, is everybody tries to make it seem like it's their way or the highway with how things should be measured. But it varies. It depends on the person. It's person to person. For me, what I look at, Spotify numbers.
Okay.
What is your Spotify numbers? Like, that usually indicates, like, for instance, The Weeknd's like 120. Of course, The Weeknd's one of the biggest artists. Drake is 100 and something. Right. The biggest artist, right?
Right.
And then you'll look at, let's say, a Fabio Foreign might be like 4 million. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that's kind of where I would place them.
Okay.
So I typically look at the Spotify numbers.
Monthly listeners, you're saying?
Monthly listeners, yeah.
Okay.
Tour sale. Tour doesn't really do much for me. I mean, at the end of the day, I can just look on a Groupon right now and just be like, who's having a concert in DC? Oh, Russ is having a concert in DC. Okay, I'll go. I don't really care, but it's $15. It's $20. Like, if somebody took the time to come to your city, you will find enough people to fill out that hall if you are at least decent enough, at least known. But it doesn't indicate that people actually, it doesn't fully, to me, indicate that the person cares about you. Now, when you're talking arena tours, that's like, okay, yeah, you're on another level, and you're headlining with a whole bunch of different people. Okay, cool. Then I think the interesting thing about Cordae, which I'm going to be honest with you, I don't love, is how many people I know, right? A lot of people measure how many people they know as a way to see how popular they are. And I think one of the issues Cordae, I personally don't love about Cordae, since he came out, I'm going to put Meek Mill on my album. I'm going to put Anderson .Paak on my album twice. I'm going to have Kanye on there.
Lil Wayne
J.
twice.
Cole. I'm going to be shown up here. I'm going to go to First Take. I'm going to go do this and
He was
do
on First
that.
Take?
He was on First Take.
Damn, I ain't even know that.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to put this person on there. I'm popular.
Right.
Amongst my peers. And I don't think that is an indication of how popular you are of an artist, right? And I think he did that a lot, and he's done this on this album. He got mega stars on his album.
I like that point.
Kanye, J. Cole produced like 2 songs, but that doesn't indicate anything anymore. I think,
interesting.
Like I said, I go by Spotify numbers. And real quick, before we go back to you,
sure.
I think one of the things also about Cordae particularly, as relatable as he comes across, he just doesn't connect to me. He's just not connecting. He's almost there, but he's just not connecting. I think people can't get past, number one, his lisp. He has a lisp. That's just detrimental. It sucks because he's a great rapper, but he has a lisp, right? And then he just doesn't come across as, somebody that you look at and say, like, this is a star. He just kind of comes across like just the way that he dresses, just his style just looks kind of like normal, right? So, I mean, I don't know.
I get you. I mean, look, for me, I disagree on the point about the tour. I do think going on a tour is the new flex, and the reason I say that is because
you said tour. I meant to say I want to correct something.
Yeah, go ahead.
I meant concert. Like if you're doing concerts,
sure,
that's cool. Like you can do concerts, but if you're doing
talking about one-off little shows,
if you're doing American tours,
I'm 100% talking about a tour, and also specifically the size of the venues that you do play in. Right, is the difference between selling out a 200-person hall and a theater that seats 3,000 to 5,000 people versus an arena that seats 15,000. That's a major difference in those 3 tiers. Sure. So if somebody like Cordae is doing theaters, I am putting respect on his name because that's hard to do. It's almost like the reason why people say music is being devalued because people aren't listening first and foremost, but then secondly they always say, yo, artists need to create products because products outlast you. To me, I look at a tour as like something kind of tangible that people have to go out of their way to actually achieve. You see what I'm saying? So that is a flex. Not saying that this guy is selling out arenas and anything like that, but I do think that is something that artists should actually be flexing as opposed to freaking Spotify numbers, bro. That shit can be altered and faked.
I love Spotify.
How many times have we talked about bots?
I agree.
We can't really.
But I just told you the
that
tours, like to me, like let's say, I'm going out of town and I'm like things to do in Detroit. Okay. And I look and say, oh, Ticketmaster says this person's having a tour. Let's just go. Like it doesn't necessarily mean, in my opinion. Of course, it means they're popular if they can sell it out.
But of course, there's going to be casual that
I will go to a U2 concert.
But you're describing the a person who would go to a concert, which is a casual.
Sometimes it's casual,
something convenient.
Yeah.
But like, come on, if you're on tour, you got a core audience that is. I'm sure the bulk of the people there,
of course,
are people who came to see Cordae.
I agree.
They went out of their way.
Let's make that.
You're
clear.
giving like edge cases.
I agree with
in my opinion.
Yeah, but I agree 100%. But I'm just saying, like, a lot of times it's just people like, yo, they're in our town. I want to go see them.
Fair enough.
You know what I mean?
I don't know, man. What do you guys think about Cordae, man? Has he arrived? I thought you made some really good points on the popularity, because I felt that same way about Chance the Rapper. Chance the Rapper was coronated before he did anything in the industry. Cosign after cosign, telling us he was the next one. But it's like, has Cordae and Chance truly proved those cosigns right?
I don't.
You know what I'm saying? Well, you guys let us know, man.
Shit. I don't love that. I don't love that.
You let us know in the comments, man.
Somebody says they're gonna come out, and then you just hear all the people that's gonna be on their album.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you know what's his name's coming out with an album? Gunna's gonna be on the album. Lil Baby's gonna be on the. I'm like, nah, just come out with. Just say you're gonna come out with an album, and you know we'll see when you come out who's gonna be on there. But like, I don't know.
You guys let us know, man. Has Cordae arrived? Hey, don't let me and him be the judge. Like, listen. They may think Cordae is the guy. I mean, shoot, it's possible.
Here's the thing: Cordae has arrived. Cordae is big. The fact that we're even talking about him makes it that he's big. But I just believe he can be bigger.
Oh, I think too.
Like, you know, and
I agree, man. But you guys let us know, like I said, for the third time. Let's move on to
his fault, though.
Let's move on to the next topic, though, man. We got one more for you guys.
Listen to the full episode. Link below.